right, here we go. One question for each game. Kansas City at Denver. Heath, is 2 questions for you. If the Chiefs lose, do you think they're going to miss the playoffs? And would you start Kareem Hunt or a Broncos wide receiver?
If the Chiefs lose, I think they'll have to settle for a wild card spot. Okay. And full PPR, I think I might start both Broncos wide receivers. Half PPR and on, I would start Kareem Hunt.
This could be a great game, but not necessarily for fantasy. So Kareem Hunt versus Woody Marks. Who is it? Woody Marks. Who was the other running back you guys said you loved earlier?
Harvey. Both of them over Hunt.
Okay. That obviously assuming Pacheco's out. Jamey, Washington is at Miami. This game is in Spain. Are you confident in starting any Commanders players?
No.
Isn't that weird? Against the Dolphins?
They stink.
They do.
It's just Mariota's not a bad streamer just because of how he cobbles together his stats and what the Dolphins have given up. But like Chris Rodriguez is a flex. I think Debo's a flex. Starter in 3 receiver leagues at best. Ertz has not been great with Mariota, so when we're celebrating, a 9-point game from him, there's just so many better tight ends at this point. So those guys are okay, but must start no.
Okay. It is a great matchup for Ertz. The Dolphins are horrible against tight ends. Debo, Heath is a little higher on, so another teaser. We'll get to that game shortly. Tampa Bay is at Buffalo. Keep in mind, the Bills allow the fewest fantasy points to tight ends, and no tight end has more than 5 targets against the Bills. So, Heath, are you more excited about Tez Johnson or K. Dotton?
Still K. Dotton for me. And the Bills being so good against tight ends makes me a little worried about how high we have Dotton ranked, but they're kind of using him as a little bit of a security blanket when guys aren't open downfield. Tez is extremely exciting, but it's pretty much entirely touchdowns. He does not have a 60-yard game, I don't think, this year. And they've got an implied total of 21. And I think they're probably going to try to at least run the ball more. So I think you're starting Tez the number 3, but I'm not quite as excited as everybody else about Tez.
Okay. Yep. 42 to 59 yards in 4 or 5 straight games, 5 straight games for Tez Johnson. Dallas is at Las Vegas. So, yeah, Jamey, it's kind of a similar question, right? You're not that excited about Washington going up against Miami. Are you excited about anyone in Las Vegas in the passing game other than Brock Bowers? So that'd be Geno and the wide receivers.
I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, again, excited. I don't know if anybody can ever get excited about starting Geno Smith, but this is the one opportunity that you would be. And I do think that plays itself into some sleepers. But again, how much you want to trust these guys and Trey Tucker and Tyler Lockett? Like, there's probably going to be again, if you just, however you expect this game to go, I expect Dallas to put up points and the Raiders to be chasing. And so that should lend itself to Geno throwing, and hopefully his receiving core steps up because almost everybody does against the Cowboys.
All right, Cincinnati's at Pittsburgh. Starter sit DK Metcalf, Heath.
I think you have to start him. I understand why people don't want to start him. It's not been good lately. The Bengals have actually been better against wide receivers than they have been against running backs and quarterbacks. But he's the clear number 1 wide receiver on a team that's expected to score a lot of points against a defense that's very bad. Just start him and hope.
That's DK Metcalf. Would you start DK Metcalf or Tez Johnson?
It'd be DK for me.
Jamey?
Same.
DK Metcalf or the very safe Khalil Shakir?
I've got DK.
I would take Metcalf too.
All right. The Chargers are at the Jaguars. Jamey, how many wide receivers do you trust in this game?
Trust 1.
And that is McConkey?
Yeah.
Who's your second favorite wide receiver?
Rondé Gadsden the second. Quentin Johnson. I don't trust any of the Jaguars.
Okay. Yeah. What do we keep asking about Parker Washington? Is he going to be the next Jamey DK? Well, Jamey DK, who did he have that horrible game against? It was the Chargers. He had 1 catch for 5 yards or on 3 targets, or 1 catch for 3 yards on whatever it was. So we'll get it. Yeah. All right. We'll talk more about Parker Washington. He was really good 2 weeks in a row. Baltimore at Cleveland.
Really good as a stretch from last week.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot because we don't do punt return touchdown points because that'd be silly.
He was really good in my leagues.
Baltimore at Cleveland. All right. We got a lot of guys to rank here. Heath, rank Derrick Henry, Quinshon Judkins, Zay Flowers, and Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy's last.
Mm-hmm.
I would start Henry over Judkins. I would start Flowers over Judkins. Henry, Flowers, Judkins, Jeudy. Full PPR.
Oh, I don't even think I mentioned that Brian Thomas Jr. was limited in practice, by the way. So that could be another thing that clouds things up for Parker Washington and for Brian Thomas. Okay, so you said Henry, Flowers, Judkins, Jeudy?
Yep.
Jamey, how would you rank those four?
Same way.
Henry, Flowers, Judkins. Yeah, Judkins has really been struggling in the last 4 weeks. I have some good numbers on him. And then Houston at Tennessee. My question was, is it Woody Marks, SZN? I make fun of people who say SCN. I don't know if anybody says that anymore. I'll ask a different question.
No one says SZN.
Well, I don't think anyone does the season thing anymore.
They say season.
That's because it's pretty much over, though. But they don't type out SCN. It's over, right?
No, I think people still do it.
They shouldn't. Are you going right back to Nico Collins, like confidently?
1 billion%.
Okay. It was a kind of a lucky game for him last week. I didn't even realize he caught a 54-yard Hail Mary at the end of the first half. It's kind of ridiculous. And then he caught like a 22-yard pass in double coverage where he got crunched.
Yeah, we hate when great players make great plays.
Yeah, I did not think Davis Mills played very well till the fourth quarter.
Only CBS Sports can bring you big time during the heart of Saturday afternoons. It's big time.
It's big time. It's big time. It's big time.
On CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
By the way, I forgot to ask, are there any offensive line injuries or defensive injuries that are making a big difference for you guys in your rankings this week?
I mean, keep an eye on Lane Johnson. You know, he's been banged up. He's trending in the right direction.
Cam Jurgens, too. Looks like he's going to play.
Yeah, he's back.
That's great. That's really good for Philly. The Raiders might be down 3 offensive linemen. They are already going to be without JPJ at right guard. And here come the Cowboys with Kyren Williams and their newfound defensive front. So that worries me a little bit about Ashton Genty. I shouldn't even say a little bit. It worries me a lot about Ashton Genty. There's a chance Ryan Kelly comes back for Minnesota. So hopefully he plays 4 quarters and that offensive line is at full strength for them. There's other ones as we go along with the games. If there's something that comes to mind, Aaron Brewer is going to be back. Is Austin Jackson coming back for Miami? So that offensive line could be a little bit stronger.
Josh Simmons looks like he's going to return for the Chiefs. He's their left tackle. That's big news for them. And you got a couple of defensive backs, Terry and Arnold and Kirby Joseph, who could be out for the Lions at Philadelphia. That could be helpful too. All right. And I mentioned yesterday that Buffalo's secondary seems to be getting a lot healthier. They were super beat up last week, but they are looking healthier this week against Tampa Bay. Okay. One question for each game. Detroit is at Philadelphia. Rank A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Jameson Williams.
Smith, Brown, Williams.
I'll take Brown first. Brown, Smith, Williams.
Oh, is this a man zone thing?
It is a man zone thing. We've seen a much higher target per route run rate for A.J. Brown against man-to-man coverage, and the Lions play the 4th most man, and I think they're going to play a lot of that. And I also think it's not going to make it easy on A.J. Brown because DJ Reed looks like he's coming back for the Lions.
And it's the game of the week. Yeah.
Took too long.
The Eagles and the Lions. It's a Sunday night showdown, Dave. And it's the game of the week. Hey.
All right. First of
the wrong
all,
game.
I think you picked the wrong game. And second of all, I gave you all the time you needed, and it still took you like 7 minutes to play the music.
Sorry, I'm soloing. Listen, I was setting it up.
No, if you're setting it up, then it better be a lot better and more surprising than.
So let me tell you. Let me get you behind the scenes here.
3 out of 5. 3 out of 5.
Actually, looking for this sound effect, the squeaky crickets for AJ Brown. Is he going to get the squeaky wheel?
A little bit of that too, yeah.
But as I was on the mixer looking for my sounds, I said, you know what? Dave is expecting Rams Seahawks. Let's smash that button and play the game of the week. Because you were expecting Rams Seahawks, weren't you?
3 stars. 3 out of 5 stars this week.
That's I'll take it.
5 stars for yesterday with Heath and singing the game song en Espanol.
Oh, Heath giving me -5 stars. Heath was not.
Oh,
happy.
I know. I have been where Heath has been. I know. I watched that and I was like, yep, know what that's like.
Oh, man. All right. Chicago at Minnesota. Jamey, you remember we did something like sit, reluctant start, or excited start?
Mm-hmm.
Is Chicago at Minnesota one of those reluctant start games?
No.
No? Who are you excited to start?
Odunze, Swift, Jefferson. I actually like Aaron Jones a lot. I think there's a great history here.
Okay. I just can't really get a feel for how I expect this game to go. Is this going to be a defensive game, an offensive game? But all right, good. I'm glad you're
Caleb.
Yeah, no, he makes me so nervous. All right, we'll save it. But you guys are confident. I think you guys have him about 12, Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because Minnesota's number 1 in the NFL in pressure rate. The Giants got a decent amount of pressure on him, but he kept getting away from it last week, which was amazing.
He's been running.
He does.
Yeah, but okay. I'm looking forward to talking about that game.
He avoids pressure, runs around, burns 17 seconds, and then throws like a pass that is almost intercepted.
Seahawks at Rams.
From Odunze on the sideline for a big play.
Are you concerned about Kyren Williams? Tough matchup, and he's had 14 or fewer carries in 5 of his last 6 games. Dave, are you concerned about Kyren Williams?
To the point where he's outside of my top 15 at running back? Yes. To the point where I'm going to sit him for Rashad White or Seahawks running back? No. I still think that the opportunity for touchdowns and what I think is going to be a high-scoring game and still plenty of work, not necessarily dominating work because Blake Corum has been getting in there with him. He's still a number 2 running back, but he's not the number 1 guy or anything. A top 12 guy, I mean, for fantasy. He's their 1A.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a reluctant start. I think, going into the week, Derrick Henry, Kyren Williams, Breece Hall. I'm trying to think of anybody else.
I mean, you going to throw Genty in there or no?
I was about to say, like, I don't know if Genty falls in that category. I guess you probably put him there just because of the offensive line concerns. And we'll see what happens with Dallas. But yes, you could certainly put him in that category of you. Somebody mentioned in the chat, like, you start, you're going to get a bad game out of it, but there's nobody better on your team to start over him.
Yeah, I said that about Breece Hall. Yeah. Green Bay is at the Giants. Who's the best wide receiver in this game, Jamey?
Wan'Dale Robinson.
Dave?
Jamie's right.
San Francisco's at Arizona. How would you rate?
He's right if catches count. I'll take Christian Watson if catches do not count.
Oh, wow. I take Dobbs over what? I take Dobbs over Watson, I think, in any format. I just feel like last week was horrible. But Dobbs.
I think they try and rectify that this week. I think they try and
I would have been with you if Dobbs was out. I don't know if they're forcing more than a handful of plays and 4 targets for Christian Watson at this point.
Yeah, but it's against the Giants. And if that Giants secondary is still beat up.
It's not beat up, though. The Giants look like they're...
Are they getting a Debo back? I wasn't on.
It's been limited.
Okay.
But that's going to help
Dobbs. If he comes back, that definitely helps. Yeah. No, I might even switch it. But I didn't know that. So thank you for telling me.
Well, I don't know if he's playing, but he's been limited. All right.
You said he's definitely playing and locking down Christian Watson. That's what I heard.
He's not going to, he's not going to shadow him.
Christian Watson, 0 catches. I'm going to rank him accordingly. Thank you, Adam, for that important information.
San Francisco at Arizona. How would you rate Amari DiMercato and Michael Wilson on the sleeperometer?
Would it be sleepometer?
No, because that would be if they're actually going to sleep.
Gotcha.
No, that would be a sleep number.
They're high.
Yeah.
But do you think Zonovan Knight's going to play?
I mean, that clearly changes things for DiMercato to a certain extent, but you have to. I'm going to approach it like he's got the most upside of this backfield. He may not get the most touches, but his explosive plays have been good, and they've been using him in the passing game. So without Marvin Harrison there in a game where they're probably chasing points, like I like DiMercato still.
Yeah. So DiMercato has 3 carries this year of 17 or more yards. The guy he's going against, Christian McCaffrey, has 0. But that was a very hilarious stat. Carolina's at Atlanta. Starter sit Teteroa McMillan.
Definite start in 3 receiver leagues, borderline starter in 2 receiver leagues.
I reluctantly start him even in 3 receiver leagues, and especially if it's half or non PPR.